Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good enough. So today we need to start with the robotics. In the last class, you have also started with the robotics, and I just told you that there are 3 laws. So let me just give a quick review for these things. So there were 3 laws of robotics, and these laws include that robot must not harm any of the person. Number one, robot must protect itself, and it should not perform any task that is against the uh, like you may say against the act that it may harm a person. Now there were some utilizations for the robots in the factories. There were in the homes. Then the drones were over there. Okay. Now just after that, we are coming towards the characteristics of the robot. We just had a quick review about them, so I should explain it in detail now. Number one, they are saying ability to sense their surroundings. Like obviously, if a robot is gonna help out, or you may say if it's going to take any kind of the action. So how it is going to take the action? Obviously, we have learned this in the embedded systems as well. If a machinery is going to take any action, so first of all, it should sense the surrounding. It should know about the surroundings. Only in that case, it can come along or come up with any of the action against the surroundings. Okay. Number two, it should have a degree of the movement. Like it should move in the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, or you may say in the rotational axis. All these things should be the robot should be that much capable that it can do any kind of such operations. And programmable means that it can perform any, or you may reprogram it anytime if you want to. Now coming towards 2 important notes. Now what are those notes? Number one, many robots don't possess artificial intelligences. They tend to do repetitive tasks. There are few of the robots that are basically designed to perform a particular task. So there are no particular, you may say, things in that. Okay, so there are no particular things in that, or you may say they are just programmed to do a particular task, so they cannot be reprogrammed. Number one. On now, number two, it is says that it is important not to confuse physical robot with the software robot. Now, what do you mean the software robot? Physical robots are something we all have seen. Okay. Now, the software robots, like for example, a web browser, it's a robot as well because it is helping you out to perform a particular task. But it's a software robot. You cannot see or you cannot gain a particular hardware about it. Okay. Then chatbots. Chatbots are also a software robots. Now, when it comes to the robots, so there are physical robots are of 2 types. Now, just mention these 2 types of the robots in your notebooks as well. That there are 2 physical types of the robots. Number one, independent robot, and the other ones are the dependent robots. Independent robots, and the other one are the dependent robots. Now, what do you mean by the independent robots? When I'm saying about the independent robots, so independent robots are basically the type of the robots that are not dependent on a human. Like they can perform a task on their own, obviously based on the intelligence that is provided to them by the humans. Now, according to that particular intelligence, they can perform a particular task. They can sense the surrounding and they can perform a particular task according to their own will. But when it comes to dependent robots, so dependent robots are basically the type of the robots that are guided by a human being. They will be allowed or they will be given the instructions by the human being at each and every step to perform a particular task so that they can perform a task accordingly. Like for example, there are remote control robots. So until unless you're not pressing any key on the remote, they're not going to perform any kind of the action. Okay. Now there are some of the robots, like for example, autopilot system is a type of the robot. It can perform any kind of the action, sensing the surrounding. It can perform any kind of the action without the interference of a human. So these are known as the independent robots. Am I clear over here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now they are saying that robots are being utilized in different scenarios. Like they are being utilized in the industries, they are being utilized in the transport, agriculture, medicine, at home, entertainment, and all these stuff. Now, obviously, there are few of the advantages and few of the disadvantages as well for the robots. Now, as you can see, that they are saying the first thing they are saying that robots are being utilized in the industry. So in the industry, they are being utilized in multiple manners. So now there are few of the advantages and few of the disadvantages as well. So just read them down. If you're finding any kind of the difficulty, please let me know. Otherwise, we can move ahead. Come on, be quick. Asik, Barale. Guys, as your turn, please let me know.
Done, sir.
All of you.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So as you can see that there are few advantages, like obviously they have better results, they can work continuously, they are less first time they are costly, but when it comes like on the daily basis, or you may say on a monthly basis, then they will be cheap in costing. Yeah, the disadvantage can be something like obviously you need a team to fix it out, or you may say to maintain it properly so that it can work efficiently. Okay, now when it comes to the transport, now again with the transport, they are saying that there are few of the things, like you may say autonomous cars and buses. So the robots are also there. Automatic cars contain change gear, apply brakes, turn the wheel, steering, all these stuff. Okay, now again there are few of the advantages and few of the disadvantages with the transport system. So just go through them as well.
Done, sir.
All of you,
Done, sir.
all of you, Abdullah, Sakina, Ashina, beta.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now they are saying with
Yes.
the autonomous trains. Now these are the types of trains that obviously are working without, or you may say on the auto system, there are no requirements for the drivers in basic. Okay, so again, there are few of the advantages and few of the disadvantages again. Now you might see that most of the advantages and disadvantages are same because it's a type of transport as well. So just go through this ones as well.
Done, sir.
Now again, we do have some type of things with the automated pilot, so you can go through this later on. Agriculture. Now, when it comes to the agriculture, so there are multiple things where a robot can be utilized. Like they are saying that a robot can be utilized, and you are going to harvest in the process of the harvesting and picking up the things. Apart from the weed control, in this it can be utilized. Phenotyping it can be utilized, and all these stuff, a robot can be utilized. Similarly, it comes with the medicines. So in the field of the medicines, a robot is being utilized widely. Domestic robots. Now, what are the domestic robots? Domestic robots are some kind of the bots that are basically helping you out in the daily life work, or you may say, and these stuff. Okay, like for example, they are saying a grass cutter, a vacuum cleaner. These are all the examples for the domestic robots. Okay. Now, robots used in the entertainment, obviously, there are the robots used in the entertainment as well. Now, there are theme parks in which they are utilized. There are festivities there where they are utilized. Use the robot control cameras in the cameras and all these stuff. It can be utilized quite easily. Now, the question from where you can get these things are basically regarding. They will be giving you the scenario, and you need to answer according to the scenario in that. Okay. Now coming towards the artificial intelligence, what's an artificial intelligence? Now this is the thing that you guys need to do. Look, artificial intelligence is something that it's a branch of science, obviously, but artificial intelligence is something that you are providing or that you are giving some knowledge to your machine, and that knowledge is basically known as the knowledge-based requirement. Knowledge, okay? Now, knowledge-based thing is that as much as the stuff you are going to add in your machine, obviously the machine will be capable of taking the decisions as sharp as the knowledge bases provide. जितनी ज़्यादा knowledge base होगी उतना ही ज़्यादा अच्छा decision आपके पास जो है machine ले सके. Okay. Now they are saying is a branch of the science dealing with the simulating of intelligent human behavior by computer. This often referred to as cognitive function of the human brain. That is the mental process of the acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experiencing, and five senses. Okay. Now they're saying if a machine is working just like a human being, so that is known as the cognitive function or the cognitive thing. Okay. Now, when it comes to the characteristics of the AI, now always do remember there are three characteristics of the AI. Now, what are those characteristics? Those characteristics are basically the narrow AI, journal AI, and strong AI. Now, what do you mean by the narrow AI? Just first of all, note these down. Just place the adding of the characteristics of the AI. Underneath the characteristics of the AI, just mention the characteristics of the AI. Narrow, journal, and strong. Narrow, journal, and strong. Okay, done, guys. Have you placed the heading and you have placed the things as well? What was it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by the narrow AI? Narrow AI is saying that if a machine is performing better than a human, so that is particularly known as the narrow AI, obviously depending on the knowledge base that is provided by the human. On that provided knowledge, if a machine is performing or machine is providing better results than a human being, that is basically known as the narrow AI. Okay. Now, general AI, that means a machine is performing or a machine is doing the task in the similar way as the human were performing that particular task. So that is basically known as the general AI. And last one, that's a strong AI. It says when a machine has superior performance to the human in many tasks. Narrow AI आपके specific में है और strong AI आपके पास multiple tasks के अंदर machine is better than a human, so that is basically known as the narrow and strong AI. Now, examples of the AI include, again, they have given us the examples, multiple examples that where are the AI utilized. So obviously they are basically utilized in the chat boxes. They are basically utilized in your GPS systems. They are basically utilized in your autonomous, or you may say automated pilot systems or ship management systems and all these things. Okay. Now, when it comes to the AI systems, so there are two types of systems: expert system and a machine learning. Now, what is the expert system? Now, expert system is basically something that you have provided your machine too many, much of a knowledge or a much bundle of a knowledge that it can perform a task on the given knowledge base. But when it comes to the machine learning, so machine is left blank in the environment, and just after bumping here and there, or you may say roaming here and there, the machine learns the actions that it needs to, that it can perform according to the given hardware. So that is basically known as the machine learning. And finally, with the expert system, now we have already done with the expert system. कि आपके पास जो है user interface क्या होता है? Obviously, user interface is something when you are just discussing the hardware and the software with each other. Then it comes with the inference engine. Inference engine basically आपका search engine होता है, and knowledge base, that is something that you are providing to it. Okay, तो ये आपके पास AI का एक छोटा सा know how. इसमें कोई चीज. Okay, now there is a minor difference between an AI and a machine learning. So that minor difference is provided over here. Just go through this as well. Done, guys?
Yes.
Okay, now sir, these are now few of the examples given over here. You guys can go through this easily. And that's all for your P1. So I'm just stopping the recording over here. Just hold on, guys.